Okay. Oh my god, man. Listen, first, my guy was camping. He was camping after that notification. Or what's up, dude? I need to take my algae meds. Boom. Kiriano, you have a name, or you have a PFP that reminds me of Kimbosu. When he's stream on Twitch. It's a big table. That's a bench. Okay, it's like an actual, it's a weight bench that I don't really use anymore because I go to a gym now. Yeah, I use it to like store stuff. I have my YouTube plaque that I've never hung up. It's been 4 years. Oh well. Oh, the table on screen. Yeah, so this is old, but I want to go over this and highlight the things that, like, me in the chat discussed. So we discussed that happened. Things that probably should still happen, and maybe make some more amendments to things that I would like to see change for the future. Can't for Doe to realize that because the goalpost is moved, most weapons are still bad. You're talking to the wrong guy. Like, I'm already aware that that's kind of the case. Because they changed what missions are comprised of, it still makes weapons kind of feel bad. And they've also, what is it, Charger Behemoths? Those things make weapons feel bad. Alpha Commanders make a lot of weapons feel bad. So you're talking to the wrong guy. I am fully aware. The table on screen needs to be a YouTube short. Bro, folks are going to read this. They're going to see this and scroll past instantaneously. So what did it say? Remove momentum damage bug. They did that, which was not rocket science. Thankfully they did. Fix battle titans. Increase weak spot a smidge. So what I meant by increase weak spot, I was saying to increase the weak spot radius. But now they get one shot by anti-tank, so I think that essentially happened. Alright, the plan for this, I think, is to do something of this nature. We go ahead and highlight in green background. Wrong green. We'll do it like this. Still wrong green. Oh, son of a biscuit. How do I get underneath? I gotta scroll all the way down. Boom. Fixed it. What patch is this? This was... I'll pull up the video and give you like a timeline. This was... OhDough buffs every weapon. This should pop up something. It did. Oh, there it is. Mute. This was 2 months ago. This is right before buff divers happened. Or right before they initiated buff divers. I just gave a list of things that I wanted them to change. So 2 months ago, and we have the suggestions in this video just in smaller form to be more digestible and whatnot. Anywho, oh, this green is bright. Jeez Louise, how do I fix that? That's too dark. Is that gonna work? Like, how do I define what changed in a good way versus what didn't? Peter Parker, what's up? I saw it. From the audience because they still on the buff diver mentality. Well, no matter what, they're pre-buff diver mentality. They had the same views. People are clueless, unfortunately. Before HMG got buffed, no, before HMG got nerfed, people thought it was amazing. Weapon gets nerfed, folks still think it's amazing. Kind of weird. So green color good, red color bad. Is this green like readable or is this like gross? Wilbur 2. All right. Revert Charger Behemoth buff. Make their charge deadlier. So I'm pretty sure at this time frame, Chargers were either one-shotting players or essentially one-shotting them. So they're still deadlier. They did not revert the Charger Behemoth buff. That didn't happen. I'm guessing it's red. Hit him with a red angle. Do this. This is gonna look super dumb, but it's fine. Oh, it looks super dumb. Boom. You get hit by a charger, you're effed on this day and age. Yeah, you die instantly. So the Charger Behemoth buff I wanted them to change was make Chargers take the same damage to kill as Charger Behemoths. Make them both the same. It takes 6 shots for an Arc Thrower to kill a Charger. It takes like 20 or at least 15 for a Charger Behemoth. That's still the way it is right now. It feels not very good. Reduce Charger turn speed when on uneven terrain. About that one there, bud. They say they did this. It doesn't feel like they did. So, red. Lower Hunter health pool. They did that, didn't they? I'm fairly certain they lowered the Hunter HP by at least 10 points. All right, it's like a bingo card almost. We're playing bingo with buffs. Improved reticles for every weapon. That was an ambitious thing for me to say. That was a little rambunctious even. Didn't happen. Team reloads. Shooters keep backpack on, and reloader can use stratagems, grenades, one-handed weapons. Yeah, I'm a visionary. I'm definitely a visionary. And add quick time event for team reloads. Keep dreaming there. It'd be pretty cool. I think both those things would be pretty cool, but they didn't happen. Not even in the slightest. There's no effort made whatsoever towards team reload. So you know what? We got something on the board so far. Not too shabby, I guess. Okay. First support weapon, the Flamethrower. AP 5. To go through charger armor, finesse durable damage, fire slows bugs a smidge, bring back old flame visual, increase range by 25%. Yeah, about that one there, Chief. We got this. I'm not sure what the AP on the Flamethrower is, but it goes through charger armor. So, regardless, that happened, which is good. And they brought back the flame visual. Cool. We got two out of the 4. Green. Fire slows bugs a smidge. No dice. And increase range. Yeah, keep dreaming, bud. Oh, this is like very Christmas themed. Let's go. Flamethrower Fs. Does it though? Yo, we gotta get a vote in the chat. I don't think it really Fs. Let's go ahead and sort of a poll real quick. So we'll just say, is the Flamethrower good? Obviously, it's in your opinion, okay? I'm asking you guys. Yes. Better question. Do you even use the Flamethrower? You know what? The question that matters. Do you actively use the Flamethrower? Nothing else matters. Do you use the Flamethrower? If you don't, then don't say it's good. And this is the poll, okay? You got to use it more than just once in the past month. All right, there's no shot that y'all using Flamethrower. It's good, but it's not Star Killer. Chat. We're not going to do this whole thing where everything is good and nothing needs to be better. But meanwhile, folks use the same builds every single mission. We're not doing that, okay? Makes no sense. Call being insane. I'm in the boat that Flamethrower is kind of just there, because the Flamethrower takes longer to kill Charger Behemoths than it used to. You can kill, you can do things. So just because a weapon can do something in Helldivers 2 doesn't make it good. It just means that you can check a box. There's so many other factors that make weapons good. So Flamethrower, having the short range it has, making it so you take damage anytime a monster's on fire and jumps at you, hunters, which happens pretty often. Having warriors that run after you, and when they're headless, they can still attack you. Alpha commanders that run at you, when they're headless, they can still attack you. And Flamethrower being pretty close range. I don't know, man. I feel like it doesn't make it that great. Like, there's a lot of downsides to Flamethrower. And the thing that made it good was how quickly you could kill Chargers before. Oh my god, these allergies are killing me. Yo. Whoever sent these mini Pawn assassins to kill me, please resend them, recall them. All right, they're doing a number on my sinuses. I don't enjoy this. All right, so you can take the chat's word for it on this one. They don't use the Flamethrower. If a weapon isn't being used, I don't think it's all that great. In this case, I can back it up with like how it functions, because that's not always the case. There's times where weapons are a sleeper pick and amazing, and folks don't really understand it. In the Flamethrower situation, I don't know, because it's not good enough to really do numbers on Alpha Commanders and Hive Guards the way that I would like it to in the current state. But we predicted 2 changes. Cool. Arc Thrower. Definitely had some ideas here. I'll tell you that much right now. First shot hits where you're aiming, and arcs after that. 2 firing modes. You have rapid fire, fast rate of fire, lower durable damage with +1 to 2 arcs, long shot, longer charge, durable damage increase but no arcs. Range increase, rapid fire equals 50 to 60 meters, other 85 meters. Ship modules give +1 arc to both modes. I got one thing kind of correct here. We got like a partial W. And that is on the increased range, brother. They gave it, I think, 50 range, 60 range, something like that. So we'll do this number right here. Green. We need green. Yeah, buddy. And the rest of this is not green at all. It's all red. But not too bad, you know? If you don't shoot, you can't ever expect to hit a shot. I was shooting in this. Then we gotta go red. Boom. This is legit like bingo. I'm having a great time. Ballistic shield should block melees. Ballistic shield should get looked at by super scientists to make it worth bringing. It hasn't been worth bringing at any point ever. It's only been like a thing you bring to just be different and quirky, I guess. If we're being honest with ourselves. It was bothering me. I had to make it like that. I'm gonna leave that be, but that's bothering me. I'm not gonna lie. Railgun. Faster charge and more durable damage to be on par with AMR. At the time, the Railgun was less efficient than AMR at killing tanks. Could you believe that? Made no sense, but it's different now. Still not the greatest at killing tanks, but not bad. It's okay. Increased piercing shot armor pin. That didn't happen. When you pierce an enemy, it loses all armor pin, essentially. Improved third-person charge indicator plus or minus sound cue. That happened. +5 rounds and fixed superior packing module. So for the longest time, they released superior packing methodology module. You could get all your ammo back from a resupply back, I believe, and then all of a sudden you couldn't do it anymore for the Railgun and also the AMR. Lo and behold, I think they're not going to fix that because it keeps supply pack from being all the much better, or all the more better, which is it's okay, I guess, but kind of weird. Anywho, we got essentially 2 things here for sure. 2 things. And Railgun, by the way, is it's one of the best weapons against the automatons at the moment. It's actually better than the autocannon against the automatons. If for folks that didn't know that. Do this, do that. And then, boom. Didn't get increased pierce for armor pin, which would have been pretty cool. Like bare minimum, you charge a max charge shot. You could hit 2 rocket striders and kill them instantly. That'd be kind of sick. Ooh. Let me do that. Okay. What's good in your opinion at the moment? Versus automatons, I basically just use Railgun supply backpack, maybe recoilless rifle, but recoilless rifle is kind of, it's like low-key too good. You just shoot down dropships without even thinking. Versus the bugs, grenade launcher, essentially. Like, I'll play other things, but not really to have, it's not really to do better with. It's just because I want to experience variety, but the variety is just not there the way I want it to be. AMR, improved reticle clarity and fixed shots hitting low. They did this. The reticle clarity is not fixed, but they fixed the shots hitting low. It was misaligned, essentially. Boom. And third person reticle didn't happen. So we got one thing here correct. Like half a thing here. But this is wrong. This is not fixed, or this is not changed. And neither is any of this stuff. Bro, what? Let me sand surf on the shield while I shoot. If you could use the shield for movement, that'd be sick. But it'd be too unrealistic, so keep dreaming, bucko. It'd be cool though, don't get me wrong. All right, this is definitely jerry-rigged, that's for sure. Laser cannon. Remove recoil, increase durable damage a smidge. I don't believe they increased durable damage, but they basically removed recoil. I'm fairly certain that's what happened here, or it's reduced so much that it practically doesn't exist. So, not a bad prediction right there, or not a bad want. Remove spinny thing, charge indicator. It's still there. More damage the longer that you hit an enemy. No. Extra 25 to 75% beam duration. No. Quicker recharge rate. Nay. An experimental. Hitting armor can heat it up and crack it. Okay, that's... When it says EXP, it's called I'm really swinging for the fences and hoping for a miracle. But here we have something that happened, and the rest that didn't. I'd be very curious to do like a poll, but it'd be very annoying though, because I want to see how many folks actually use these weapons. Because I am certain that most folks use kind of the same weapons for the most part when they're playing missions. And I don't really see many people bringing laser cannon, at least not on higher difficulties. Some folks do, but not many. And man, we need to get better stats at the end of missions. We have got to see a breakdown of what you got kills with. And other folks brought up in the Discord today, they said, why not show how many Hulks you killed? Why not show how many bug holes you closed and how much you played towards the mission? That stuff would be amazing. But I really want to see where kills came from. That way folks can stop the copium. We can stop the copium at the roots. Airburst rocket launcher. Remote detonation toggle, +7 rockets. No. Reduce reload speed to 3 to 4 seconds with stage reload. No. Increase durable damage for shrapnel. That actually apparently happened, did it not? Folks are saying that this is tied to something else and does more damage now. I don't know if that's true, but that's what folks said. That's what the grapevine was talking about. Now, I want to add an experimental thing here. EXP. Do caps. EXP. Remove backpack. And have 14 rockets. That's where I'm at. In fact, let's go ahead and just get rid of this +7 rockets thing, even though I was incorrect on that. We'll keep it for now, I guess. Yeah, we'll keep it for now. I don't think the Airburst rocket launcher is good enough to have a backpack. Weapons that have backpacks are weapons that are so powerful, the backpack is there to diminish its overall viability. Because if you didn't have a backpack, you can bring a supply backpack and be a god, essentially. The Airburst rocket launcher is not that weapon. Remove the backpack, give me 14 shots. I would use it and have a good time. And also make the reload speed faster as well. Because even though it got reduced to 5 seconds, that is still way too long. In fact, I'm going to do 3 seconds here. Actually, I'm not going to change this right now. But it got reduced to around 5 seconds, I believe. So we didn't get any of this stuff, but we got reduced reload speed. Woo! But no stage reload. Airburst needs that. It needs remote detonation as well. But can anyone in chat confirm whether or not they increased the durable damage? Someone mentioned that it was tied to a different change, to frag grenades or something. So I'm not for certain on that, but I'm fairly sure that it did increase, or at least folks said it did. No. Scroll downwards. Yes. When they buff frags, it uses the same shrapnel. So it did increase. Should have said yes and then said that thing. Got me second guess myself. Alright, so if it did increase, then guess what? We got 2. We're nuts. And then the rest of the stuff, red. This thing isn't new, so that's a new addition. We don't count that in this. Quazar Canyon, the Quazillion. Revert 5-second cooldown nerf, increase charge speed by 0.75 seconds. Cold planet plus 2-second cooldown reduction, hot planet plus 0.5 second charging speed. Experimental stores 2 charges, but cooldown is 15 to 20 seconds. Yeah, I'm not sure they did anything with this. Did they change Quasar in any way, shape, or form? Aside from just like having it and other anti-tank weapons one-shot chargers and one-shot battle titans. Commando 2-shots them, by the way. I gotta keep remembering that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say flat out red on all that. Good stuff. We sweat. Son of a biscuit. Scroll down. Yeah, they did reserve. Did they? It's back at the old days. Are we for certain on that? Because I can go into the game and shoot and time it, but I don't really want to. No, it's not? Alright. See what I'm... Dude, misinformation in this game spreads like wildfire. Recoilless rifle. Keep animation cancel. They did that. Plus 2 to 4 rocket carrying capacity, ammo pickups, and world to give 4 to 5 rockets. This was before they made it one-shot Battle Titans. At the time, if you didn't make it one-shot Battle Titans, it would need to have more ammo to make sense to exist in the game. So they didn't do all that. Instead, it now one-shots Battle Titans, it one-shots dropships without even having to aim. It's pretty good. But they did keep the animation cancel, which is huge. So, we got lucky on that. We see green. Green makes you feel good. Commando can carry along with other support weapons. So you could have your, let's say, stalwart for all you LARPers. Stalwart in hand. You're mowing down bugs. Battle Titan pops up. You swap to your freaking Commando. No having to go pick it up and finesse it on the ground. It's on your back. You swap to Commando, fire 2 shots, Battle Titan's dead. That gives you more of a reason to run the expendable stuff, because a lot of folks don't do it, even though it's still amazing to have Commando or E17 either by itself or in combination with another support weapon that isn't that great at killing Battle Titans and other elites and heavies. Folks don't want to deal with it. So I still think this change should happen, but it didn't happen. So it's red. and keep the ability to break fabricators from any angle. I mean, they did keep that. They kept that. But this is red. How about a backpack that fires your rocket support weapons while keeping your hands free? No. I'm gonna pass on. If it's automated, no. I want nothing to do with automated gameplay if I can help it. In fact, I almost want how do I phrase what I'm about to say? I would not mind if there was the ability to turn off bringing eagles and orbitals as a host, and folks knew that was going to happen before they queue for your mission. I wouldn't mind that personally. I think that if folks want challenge in this game, that's the best thing you can do. Because eagles and orbitals definitely make the game a lot easier than it should be. Not that it should be, but it makes the game really easy right now. So it'd be cool if you could have the option to turn it off. Folks would know it's turned off before they even queue for your lobby. And yeah, but in general, I do not like how automated certain things are in this game. And the less of it we can have, the better, if you ask me. Just like how HMG emplacement is 1,000 times more fun than using the rocket sentry, the autocannon sentry, because you're actually shooting the HMG emplacement. The rocket sentry, autocannon sentry are shooting for you. The arc thrower would be really fun to use, or more fun to use, if you got to aim where the arc actually went. Exactly. And then it arced off of enemies. I think that players aiming is more fun than the game aiming for you. Which is also why I despise Bloom, because Bloom is artificially making you miss shots you shouldn't be missing. In some cases, you'll hit shots you shouldn't be hitting, but we shouldn't be rewarding that, personally. It should be like an accident, not like a goal. Matter of fact, the folks that make that excuse that Bloom is potentially good because it makes you hit shots you shouldn't be hitting, you're a cornball, okay? This is bothering me. It's still scuffed, but whatever. 817. Same thing as before. Can carry other support weapons. Didn't happen. Increase splash radius. Didn't happen. I don't think. Experimental. Creates a hole in armor where it hits, lowering armor pin required for that spot. That's kind of sick, but none of that happened. So, all red. Unfortunate. Could you imagine, though? That's the stuff that'd be really amazing in this game. That kind of cohesion. I'm erasing this. Looks cooler. Yep. Mowing down enemies with a stalwart. Switch to your support weapon on the backpack. Fire instantly, switch back to stalwart. That'd be sick, wouldn't it? Like that is the gameplay that I like in this game. Because if you go back to my first solo Helldive, which was way deep into my time playing the game, because I didn't solo for the longest time. I like playing in groups, but eventually playing in a group got way too easy, which it has only gotten easier since I've kept playing the game. But my favorite loadout was using Railgun, supply backpack, or it was Railgun, Rover, or supply backpack, or bubble shield, didn't really matter, with the gas strike and the EAT 17. And this was whenever Railgun was broken, but only if you played with a PS5 player or had bad connection. I didn't do those things when I'm playing solo, so it took me like 10 Railgun shots to kill Battle Titans at the time. If you used an E17, though, it'd be 1 shot and then 2 shots in the Railgun. I lived for that stuff. It was so much fun. Anywho, Commando. Resupply notices spear. Oh. Resupply reloads rockets, equals 4 rockets instead of 3. Remove Alpha Commander targeting. More reliable 1-shot on Titans when hitting the head. Reliable 2-shot versus Factory Striders, and 1-shot on tanks. Chat, is the bottom part a thing? Did this part happen? Do you have more reliable 2 shots on Factory Striders? Do you notice a difference? Because I don't think you actually do. Maybe I didn't. And 1-shots on tanks. I feel like that is a thing. And can you still target Alpha Commanders? I'm asking because I don't use the spear. This thing is boring. Pretty sure. Oh, son of a biscuit. So they didn't do this, I don't think. Did they? I don't think so. I should have probably... This is one of the weapons I didn't use because I think the spear is boring. Here's the bottom part's true. Not too sure about the Striders, though. We don't get 4 rockets from resupplies, do we? We should. That's an amazing change. It should be the case for most weapons, honestly. Especially considering they took away the ability to do the resupply glitch and have multiple resupplies at one time. They should 100% give you back an instant reload from a dropped resupply. Well, the spear has always been a worse recoilless. Always. Now, it is even weaker. Before it was recoilless, but it had targeting that was terrible. Then it was recoilless that had targeting that's okay, but still you can't finesse the shots exactly how you want to. Now, it is just weaker than recoilless and still has targeting that you have to sort of mess around with. The spear is just, it exists and people like it, and I'm happy for them, okay? That's where I'm at with the spear. But I'm going to go ahead and say that they didn't do this part. So, red. Fairly certain they did the rest of it. For sure, these 2 things. They for sure did remove alpha... Well, for sure, it's a better one-shot versus Titans. Just because Titans got changed. Don't know about the rest of it, but you know what? We'll go ahead and trust chat here, even though it's always backfired on me. What could go wrong? Scooch. Boom. Okay. Wait. It looks better this way. Spears should have a manual fire mode maybe because the arc to shoot over obstacles. I mean, what I want from this game is like, let me laser point the shot or something. If I could laser point the shot, I'd have more fun with the spear. Stalwart. Make it a primary. Experimental. Slightly reduced sway and recoil. I don't think they did any of that. Wait, no. What did they do to this Stalwart? There was a change they made, and it was so minuscule that I forget. Was it handling? There's no way. There's no way. They're watching the videos. They're fans. Come on. They're fans, guys. They gotta be. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't ask for more on that one then. My bad. I failed us. You know what? I'll take the hit. I think that I failed us. I should have asked for way more than just ergonomics. My apologies, y'all. I messed up fierce. Messed up something fierce. Where even is it? Wait, which patch? Mission difficulty. Plasma Punisher. I don't care about that gun. Strafing run, autocannon, Tesla Tower. Oh my god. Ergonomics increased from 25 to 40. I'm thinking that's what I'm talking about. This actually plays into all the next changes, honestly. So we have stalwart ergonomics increase from 25 to 40. I'm pretty sure that makes it better to aim. So we're kind of nuts. Let's be honest about here. I need to fix this. It's bothering me. Can't. I don't have OCD. This is son of a biscuit. It's just bothering me. All right, make it a primary. Didn't happen. But like it should have, realistically. And then I cannot believe that this happened. Who cares? I do. So make it a primary, slightly reduced sway and recoil, ergonomics. The machine gun, 200, 250 round mags, 4 reloads, a smidge more durable damage, less recoil and sway, more than stalwart, faster reload by 1 second, and walking reloads. Would that not make it really fun to use? Yay, nay? I'm thinking yay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and count the round mags as a W because what they did was they gave it a spare magazine. And they increased ammo by 25. So, like, I'm gonna say yellow, dude. That's yellow for sure skis. For these two things. Not for the durable damage. They didn't do that part, which is kind of whack. Ew. Ew. I'm doing orange. What's a better yellow? Because this one's gross. Gross. I'm doing blue. I'm doing blue. I like blue more. So 200, 250 round, 4 reloads, and smidge more durable damage. Which honestly, I think the machine gun should probably have 5, if not like 6 reloads. Because even in the current state, you'd have to rely more on spy backpacks. At a different time, I'd like to go through this list and actually change the text here to adjust it to what we currently play against. Do the OhDough orange. What the heck is that? This is red. The OhDough orange. Orange looks kind of... Orange isn't the worst, I guess. I get belt fed? I'd rather have a belt fed gun that does damage. The machine gun doesn't really do damage. But I think that the devs should probably make it so weapons don't rely on supply backpack going forward. Looks brown more than orange. On my screen, yeah, it's kind of brown. Not gonna lie. We're going back to blue. We're blue. Blue makes more sense. I like blue. So, smidge more durable damage? No. Less recoil and sway? No. Reloads? No. That stuff didn't happen. That stuff's a lie. That stuff was a dream that was crushed. Yeah. The HMG. Let's go ahead and check our handy dandy notes. Magazine capacity increased from 75 to 100. Bro. What kind of a pitiful update is that? And they decreased the durable damage, by the way. This was sadness. So I'm gonna say on this one, we got the increased damage, kind of. But we got robbed on everything else. Unfortunate. So I wanted the max RPM revert, because they nerfed the RPM at one point in time, which was a little tilting. Reduce reload by 1 second. Can use bipod for stable shots. Less recoil and sway. More than machine gun. Nah. Instead, we got durable damage decreased. You know, you can't always have a winner, I guess. Shadow nerf. They said it was a nerf. They just didn't get around to putting the patch notes, I'm pretty sure. So it was a shadow nerf, but they intended to nerf it. What's with the ammo scarcity? Do they really want people scrounging around for ammo constantly? I don't get it. I don't know. Their view on what makes the game fun drastically differs from the folks that actually enjoy playing the game for what it can be. Because they still want to have that idea of that grunt feel, which you can achieve by giving folks good guns through oppressive numbers of enemies, which would make it even more fun to play. But oh well. Grenade launcher. Increase blast radius, 4 spare magazines, resupply reloads weapon. So if you have 0 ammo and you resupply, instead of giving back just the magazines, it gives you back the one you have to reload as well. It's giving you a spare one, essentially. Tracer rounds on grenades to see where they land. If you have tracer rounds, it makes it easier to hit air targets, because otherwise you're just shooting and crossing the fingers, opening a Bible, and read-a-verse. Experiment. Enough AP to hit Hulk weak spot with projectile. That didn't happen, and neither did tracer rounds, but I'm pretty sure we got an extra magazine, so we got blue going there. And I'm fairly certain the blast radius got increased. Maybe not, actually. I take that back. Rocket launcher, autocannon. Where is grenade launcher? Just joined. Are we complaining today? Hey, complain about this. 5 minutes. Hold that for me. What happened to grenade launcher? Because I know they buffed it. They gave it more ammunition, but it wasn't 4 magazines, I don't think. I think it's only like 3. The other patch. On it, boss. Wrong one. Wrong one. Scrolling down, I repeat. Wait, no. We're typing in grenade launcher, I repeat. We're typing in grenade launcher. Wait, oh, listen. Discord mods, that wasn't my fault. I forgot how this works. Oh, I'm not doxing them. I'm just trying to use your freaking... I'm just trying to live here. From patch... How do you... I don't know how to use Discord. I'm scrolling down. I'm afraid now. The mods might take me out back. You don't type from? What do you mean? Okay, so I'm fairly certain that the grenade launcher has a spare magazine now. I want to see what else they changed about it though, and I don't see it. Oh. In patch notes, click that. Grenade. What? Support weapons, dedicated anti-tank weapons, blah, 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 blah. I'm just cracked! Brother. Pipe it. Jump. Okay, where's it at? Support weapons. Grenade launcher. Starting spare magazines increased from 1 to 2. So like half what I said, but still. Max spare magazines increased from 2 to 3. Okay, so the spare is 3. Explosion radius slightly increased. Bruh. Like, realistically, just go ahead and sign me to the conversation team at Arrowhead. Why not? If you're gonna copy my work this hard, at least give me a seat at the table. What's going on here? So, increased blast radius. I wasn't specific. That's a W. Boom. Boom. And then... Oh, well, get out of here. And then this down here. Okay, didn't have this. Resupplies, reloads weapon. That didn't happen. You must work 8 hours for no pay. That's what I do right now. My job is called gambling. Will the video get views? Will I get good RPM for the video views? Find out today. Will I make a video at all? Who knows? That's my current job. It's a good time. What do you think of laser cannon since the latest weapon buff? I never use it still. Laser cannon has to ditch the spinny reticle. That has to go ASAP Rocky. It does nothing. Aside from obstruct vision. It needs to have the ability to charge longer and get rewarded for hitting the same spot for a longer duration of time. And also cool down quicker. If those things don't happen, it just won't really be fun to use. Also, Braxton, thanks to the $5 donation. Appreciate you. Laser cannon, it's always been scuffed. But hey, go back in time, folks, and look at all the thumbnails. Laser cannon's fantastic. There's a recurring theme in this game. Folks will say gun's amazing. People will agree because why not? And then after time passes, people realize this gun actually sucks. And then you have folks that say weapons are good, but they're just not. Like they're so good. Weapons are so good, but most folks don't use the weapon. So how good is it actually? I think the goal is to make weapons fun to use. How good they are doesn't really matter. If it's fun to use, good. You made the game better because you have a weapon that people want to use in the first place. That's what I'm here for. Like, that's what I care about. I want things to be fun to use for players. All right, Patriot Exosuit. 150 rounds per arm. It got increased from 75 to 100, so we're like close. Increase durable damage a smidge. I don't think they did that. Where is Emancipator? What? Oh, it's in this. I'm looking. Wait, they did increase durable damage for stuff. For the stalwart, they increased damage. It's kind of funny. Railgun, they increased durable damage. I remember now. Flamethrower damage increase, flamer mechanics, and the armor pin did go... Okay, so AP... when I said AP5, I meant AP4, I think. Maybe not. Frag grenade, thermites. Where is the Emancipator? I am blind. Arc thrower jumps additional times. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. This is important for the ego. This is monumental for the ego, actually. Huh? Well, autocannon, I said no change. I predicted no change for that thing. So 150 rounds, we'll give it blue. Increased double damage, I don't know if they did that. +1 use, they didn't do that for sure. Increased armor rating on legs, no. Can self-detonate to a hell bomb, no. Those were ambitious. Would still be sick though, but they didn't happen. And I don't believe they increased durable damage on the Emancipator. The buff's recent? Yeah, like the past few patches, the buffs are recent. Patriot Exosuit, I'm pretty sure had 0 changes. Hold the L on this category. They did add the slight chance of surviving after the mech gets destroyed. You have to stim and go prone though. Sounds like it's just like a lucky thing. And then I was wrong about no change because this has flak now. The autocannon has flak, which I don't really think does a whole lot, but hey, it's cool we have something extra, I guess. Okay. Jump pack. Smidge faster recharge. Check. 2 to 3 charges, leaves flame trail or circular AoE. Both, question mark. You're smoked, no shot. That did not happen, not even remotely close. Accurate while in the air. Experimental is buddy jump. That'd be sick, right? You have a homie next to you, you can just hold on to him. It'd be kind of like a team reload, but instead of reloading, you're just holding on for dear life as you both jump away. Be kind of cool. That didn't happen. Increased distance traveled a smidge and maybe height. They increased distance traveled. That did happen. Can use in mechs but takes 2 charges per use. Like I said, I'm a visionary. What can I say? What can I say? That did not happen, in case you're wondering. Not even in the slightest. Not bad. They nerfed the height? Oh. Well. Yeah, I remember that now. So increased distance traveled a smidge. And. We'll keep the and green. Guard Dog Rover. Ignores armored units aside from Hive Guard. Hovers higher and even higher in mechs. LARPer suggestion. Turn off and on. You know what's good about that? They actually took the LARPer suggestion. Oh my god. Oh. It's green. It's green. No, it's green. Creating ACI's flak now? No, this is not me writing down changes. This is me playing bingo with the suggestions that we gave. That's hilarious, though. LARPer suggestion, turn off and on. A W is a W, but I don't like that. The way I got that win, I don't like it. I'm not counting on the record. I mean, I am, but I don't want to. Ignores armored units aside from Hive Guards. It doesn't do this, but it's good at targeting them, so I'm going to say red. Hover higher and higher. That didn't happen either, I don't believe. Please don't nerf uptime. It's not that wild. They didn't do this yet. Chat, it hasn't happened. Green. It was in the patch notes. They were going to nerf it. In fact, I don't even think it's there in the patch notes currently. If we go to medium priority, hell bomb reinforcements, players, high damage weapons will not detonate hell bombs. Player using the Microsoft IME language getting smoked. Weapons with charge up mechanics can exhibit unintended behavior when firing faster. Top priority, stratagem balls bouncing. That needs to get fixed ASAP. It's not in the known issues. They removed it from known issues. Could be a cover up, but we count that as a W. Dubnation. Guard Dog Rover, AP3. Okay, I don't think they did all that. Guard Dog. I spelled Guard Dog wrong, I think. Yeah, I spelled Guard Dog wrong. It's Guard. Guard. Where'd the Guard Dog Rover at? Arpin increased from 2 to 3. It's too easy, man. It's just too easy. Green. Aims for heads and ignores AP4 enemies. It does aim for heads better. I'm fairly certain of this. It's currently placebo. I haven't really tested it the best, but in my very short experience, it aims for heads better. More ammunition. Did that happen? Magazine capacity increased from 30 to 45. I'm just like, who you playing with, son? Who you playing with? Not me. We dunking on this one right here. It can't stun. There's no way. Damage increased. Armor pin. Okay. Liberator rounds to the liberator penetrator rounds. Did that change give it any light stagger effects? Nah. Okay, so this part's red. Hey, if they give it more than what I suggest, I think it counts as green. If they give it less than what I suggest, but they still do, if they still give it in the direction of what I suggest, it counts as blue. And I don't think this happened. It's an experimental though. Experimentals don't really count the way that everything else does. Like these are more just there for throwing a Hail Mary. And then we have the ballistic shield. Shield bash, Spartan kick. Resist ragdolls on direct hit. Block melee when facing melee. Side note, give one-handed support weapons, i.e. revolver. Listen, this right here is a W. I'll explain why in a moment. We don't have a support weapon, revolver, but they made the Senator have the ability to kill Hulks from the front, which is essentially what I meant by saying give one-handed support weapons, i.e. revolver. That's a W, currently. I said in a video previously about, I think it was a tier list for support weapons, and I include ballistic shield in that video and the shield and whatnot. They should make it so we have a revolver that can kill Hulks from the front. They did that. So this counts. We count that for sure. The rest of it is a negative. Reflects small arms fire from the small spots. Ballistic shield can reflect shots, right? If it can't, I feel that there's a little bit of a little bit of malarkey going on. If the shieldlings can reflect shots and we can't, I'm just saying. But I'm fairly certain the rest of this stuff is red. Wait, but OhDough is supposed to be toxic and negative, and devs should never listen to him. What is Reddit going to think? If only they knew. See, I don't have the time to go over all the videos that I've given suggestions that have happened, but there's a couple. Okay. And then for shield backpack, bigger and stronger bubble and mech to protect. Experiment. Recharge after 45 seconds. I think the reason why I made these so lackluster is because bubble shield's kind of boring. That's my thoughts on that. I don't know what they did to bubble shield though. Bro, I'm not trying to dox these folks. I'm searching in your... I know why I spelled bubble shield wrong. Okay, I didn't. Oh well. One apology when you said different ammo types for a close rifle was a bad idea, but I called it, Dale. Yo, Black Ghost. Thanks for the 10. More cheese for the cheese god. It's still a bad idea, though. The different ammo types for close rifle does nothing. But you were right, though. Hey, you were right in saying that that should happen because it did happen. So you predicted that change happening. But it doesn't change anything from my gameplay perspective. Like, I don't really use those ever and see much value when I do use them. But maybe I'm wrong. It's not called bubble. Oh. This is the wrong patch, so I'm going to go ahead and just... Meh. And this... Bro, how am I getting tagged in fan art? I can't click that. I'll get in trouble. I will have everyone know right here. I have everything turned off except for fan art. And this is pulling up names from the Discord. If I get in trouble for this, it's not my fault. I'm using a public Discord, and I'm using it only for the patch notes. Just so we're clear. If I get banned, y'all know why. You were here. You can be my alibi. I'm just saying. I'm going to go ahead and say this is all red. None of this happened. Bruh. Boom. Supply backpack. Reduce cooldown by 30 seconds. Can resupply mechs with 10% ammo. The people want 25%. They're probably going to nerf this thing, honestly. So, red. If the devs nerf anything in the coming patches, I feel like supply backpack is on the top of the list. But it's also one of the things they can't nerf, because if they do, it will probably get the majority of players upset. That's my current hypothesis. Isn't there a tooltip somewhere that says bots are supposed to have a suppression mechanic, react to being shot at? There was, but oh well. Okay, so if you scroll out, it looks like I didn't really get much right. I got a lot of stuff right. Okay, let's be real. We did good enough. Given how archaic this game is and how balancing is wacky, we did good enough here. Moving on. That actually makes me feel kind of dumb. Not as much as I wanted to be correct, but we got some stuff right. It's still failing, but in Arrowhead's case, we basically got an A. This is where things could turn for the worst. I'll have you know that right now. Oh wait, no, maybe not. So HMG emplacement. Bubble shield with 100% of shield emplacement HP. Didn't happen. Increase ammo by 25%. Didn't happen. Lower cooldown by 45 seconds. Reduce rocket damage from the front a smidge. And experiment. Faster turn speed, more accuracy. I don't know when this happened, but the HMG emplacement 1000% is tankier. This thing can eat rockets, not from tanks or the factory strider, but you can eat rockets from the rocket devastators and whatnot. I think that this one's a W. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that this one happened. The rest of it's red. I do not believe anything else I suggested happened whatsoever. Backpack in Japanese is bakupaku. No, it's not. You see, okay, you say that as a joke, but I was told that when you go to Japan, it actually helps you to say things in that manner to folks that aren't native English speakers. If you just try and say things in like the English language with the English dialect, it makes it's hard to understand. But saying it like that is more helpful. Seems pretty messed up. But folks that are in Japan visiting say that that's the sauce, is to exaggerate things in that way. Could be bait. I don't know. I'm not in Japan, obviously. Shields generator. 304% more HP, lower cooldown by 10 seconds, slightly slow enemies walking inside, when destroyed, sets off low duration EMP blast, experimental, instant call-in. Yeah, I mean, they didn't do any of that. They didn't do a single bit of that. Wait, in the freak is this? All red, brother. Son of a biscuit. All right. So, quick tidbit on this. The changes to shield and relay in this update are horrific. They made it to where your drop pods damage the shields. That didn't happen before. So, the shield, once it's down, is down forever. They buffed it, but they also made it take damage from things that you could call in before and it'd be completely fine. Your teammate gets respawned, they hurt the shield. I think if 2 drop pods hit your shield and nothing else does, it dies. That is terrible. That should get reverted ASAP Rocky. The fact that folks defend it just shows you how clueless they are in the first place. Because if you can't call in stratagems in the shield, what's the point? It should be there to block it should be there to block the enemies. Another random thing, I guess we'll get to it in a moment, is gas grenade versus certain structures, but that's for Arc Tower in a moment, or Arc Tower. Rocket Sentry, better heavy targeting priority, faster turn speed, increased health, experiment, lower cooldown. Pretty sure they did that. They 100% lowered cooldown for Rocket Sentry, Autocannon Sentry, and what else? And I think they also lowered cooldown for the other Gatling Sentries too. Yup. They didn't do anything else, though, I'm pretty sure. So, better heavy targeting priority. They changed that a while back, but I think it was before I even suggested as a thing. So I think that increased health and all that stuff is red. Always target chargers first. Focus chaff a little less. Increased health. And now Arc Tower. Arcs +2. Increased detection and weak EMP on death. Increased HP. Lower cooldown by 30 to 45 seconds. Experiment. Arc Thrower can overcharge Tesla Tower, increasing rate of fire. And experiment. Hitting chargers slows down their charging speed. Viewer suggestion. Can mount on charger's armor. So like you throw on a charger and it walks around the tower. Yeah, so it did have this. Technically, I think we take this. I'm gonna give it a blue, okay? Because we said increase rate of fire, but how we said it was very archaic. We're for sure taking this because it stuns chargers now. That's a green. And I think that everything else is red. Pretty sure. And you cannot mount on chargers. The cooldown was lowered. Oh my great heavens. Let's go, dude. Delete. This matters. Okay. If you could mount this on chargers or on your homie's thing, it'd be sick. Fun fact, because Tesla Tower fires so fast, it makes it so bringing the anti-arc armor that's supposed to keep you alive and not get rolled by arcs doesn't matter. You die so fast. Arcs +2. Did they increase arcing for all Tesla stuff? CD is lowered and has more arcs. I'm going to say this is blue then. Okay. Nice. Anti-tank mines. Triggers off commanders, stalkers, and up. Technically, they didn't do that, but they did make it to where it triggers only on anti-tank units. Blue. 1 20-second cooldown didn't happen, unfortunately. Mine icon on the minimap. You know what? Remove this. They didn't do these two things, but I'm glad. Because now, I like taking mines on missions so teammates walk into them. Which in this case, these don't actually matter. Like, these don't matter to happen. I don't think we need to have an icon on a minimap for mines. Troll. If my teammate's walking to a mine, not my fault. Pay more attention. You know what I'm saying? Incendiary mines. 69-second cooldown for new cooldown. Can't chain react. None of that happened. In fact, those are pretty bad suggestions. Doesn't actually make doesn't make it any better. I mean, the reduced cooldown's good, but the can't chain react, which is, I guess, is also kind of good. Meh. And then we have regular mines. Same cooldown reduction, can't chain react, add slight glow. These seem to have a glow. I've noticed a glow on these things. I think. And then for mortars, fixed to ping targeting, fixed ping targeting. I do not believe that that's fixed. If it is, I didn't test it, so I don't know. Is this... chat, I'm once again asking you, is this fixed? Does the targeting for... Like when you ping something, do the mortars target the ping? Or is that just malarkey? No? Let's go. So, I'm not fixing that. It's not really my fault. Pay more attention calls airstrike on my team. Isn't it just beautiful? The chaos on the battlefield is what makes Helldivers 2 so good. Mortars target the ping, target if you have the ship module. I have the module, but I haven't used the mortars since. So folks that have the module, does it do that or nah? And then can't chain react. Boom. All right. Machine gun sentry and Gatling sentry. Aim for the head, increase ammo, ignore AP4 armored targets, reduce cooldown by 15 seconds. It was increased by more than 15 seconds. I'm giving this a green. It is what it is. And I think they got more ammo too, no? Machine gun sentry. Like right here. So magazine capacity increased, cooldown reduced, lifetime reduced. That monkey paw, brother. If you get bonuses, you have to have negatives. We love it, don't we? Woo! But they did increase ammo. Not by 50%, so we'll say blue. I guess. Yeah, so I'm very tempted to make a video talking about how the new thing that is affecting Helldivers 2 is how the devs have a hard time giving us flat out buffs that honestly don't even break the game without taking things away. So in this case, they gave Machine Gun Sentry the ability to have more ammunition and so on and so forth, but it can't last as long. The lifetime got reduced. As if these are good in the first place. I think that's rather peculiar. Oh well. They do not ignore AP4 enemies, which means they waste ammo still. And I don't think they really aim for the head. Maybe they do. I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and say red. Machine Gun Sentry actually, it doesn't though. It'll kill maybe 40 enemies. I mean, I guess it's okay. Okay, I'll say that. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's just not good enough to really have a drawback when you give it a buff so minuscule. That's pretty good. I mean, you could throw, like, the same enemies you're killing are going to be like the small enemies. Throw like a gas grenade, you'll kill the same thing. Wish all sentries had infinite lifetime. Love to just coat the battlefield with sentries in random spots. All right, now there might be some repercussions to that right there. Because I know that if you put too many Eat 17s and Commandos on the battlefield, the game starts to lag. That I know for a fact. Could also be my PC not being the highest of end. Working on that. The 27-day plan is in full effect. Anywho, gas strike. Lower armor level of enemies by 1 permanently, or at least while they're in the gas. So example is going from AP5 to AP4. Increase radius by 25%, duration by 10%. The dev said, yeah, it sounds cool and all, but how about we make it do less damage and make the enemies go crazy? Which maybe never take it again. I don't use gas strike anymore. Friendship over. It's honestly kind of sad. Gatling barrage. Didn't they increase duration? I forgot, if I'm being honest with you. Gatling Sentry, Rocket Sentry, Tesla Tower. Huh. So, and modifier? Yeah, they buffed Gatling Sentry, Gatling Barrage way more than I thought they would. But we were right. Green. Orbital laser. Increased orbital damage by 25 to 50%. Better targeting, +1 uses. I want to redact the +1 uses. I don't think we need that. Things that auto aim for you can eat my shorts. I'm not sure what happened with that though. Technically, orbital laser is better because of how they change things. So if we're being generous, it's green. Let's say targeting is red. I'm saying that this is blue because of how they change enemy armor and whatnot. Nah, it's not fair. We'll keep it red. The guard dog is so broken right now. Which one? Rover or the bullets? And how? Tesla guard dog win. Your teammates would kick you instantly. Railgun and strike. Better weak spot targeting and target priority. Increase cooldown by 30 seconds. Experiment. Causes shockwave on hit. I don't like Railgun and strike. Bullets? How is that good? How is a guard dog with bullets broken? Like in a good way or a bad way? I'm pretty sure that they didn't really increase the targeting. So the whole goal of increasing the targeting of weak spots was to make it kill things better. It can kill Battle Titans in one shot almost all the time. I'm going to say blue. And target priority, I think they improved that, but I don't know for certain. I'm going to say blue as well. And the rest of it's red. Yeah, Railgun and strike's never been good, but folks like it. Oh well. Walking barrage. First hit lands on stratagem beam, reduce spread, and walk. What? First hit lands on stratagem beam, reduce spread, and walk with the barrage. I think. I don't know. I'm clueless here. We'll go ahead and say negative on all that there, bud. Red. And then 380 barrage, no change. I'm fairly certain that that is correct. I'm fairly certain that this is they change nothing. P strike, I don't remember actually. You're pretty sure that walking barrage got reduced spread? What? They buff the barrages still? Where is walking barrage? Anti-tank mines. Hunters, nursing spears. Indirectly buff them with ship module upgrades, I remember. Those are old, though. Like, those are older than I made the video, I'm pretty sure. I do believe they lowered cooldown for the 120 barrage, though. Here. $10.15. Well, that's not helpful at all. Hey, potential? No, this is old. All barrages got reduced cooldown, including the 380. Ain't no way, son. Search barrage. 1105. Why is Discord kind of garbage for searching stuff? I don't like this. Barrage or tanks? I mean, fair enough, I guess. Yeah, this is not conducive to being very efficient, unfortunately. I don't think they changed the 380 barrage, but I also don't know for certain. Did the P strike change? I don't think it did. Green. Better off pasting it into a text document yourself. I don't believe I have Microsoft Word or Excel spreadsheets. Maybe I do though. But you're right on that. Smokes, bigger radius, lower cooldown by 10 seconds. I don't think that smoke got changed in that way. They just work better now. Red. EMS strike and 0 change at all, I'm pretty sure. Red. This one is the saddest thing ever. Look at this. Supply packs or resupplies. 2 charges while in a 3 to 4 man group with longer cooldown. Icons. Oh, wait. Icons on map where resupply landed. Hey. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Dubnish. But this one, we had this actually as a bug. And the dev said, not today, silly gamers, not today. They took it away. Don't know why. Oh well. They did increase durable damage on Airburst strike inadvertently because of something else. Don't know what, but we take those. Cooldown, I don't think changed. Never seen anyone use smoke in 4 hours of playing? I've seen it, but very rarely. All right. 500 kg, increase explosion radius or reduce blast damage fall off. They did that, but they also made the 500 kg not keep up with the changes made to spore spewers and shrieker hotels, so you no longer one-shot them. It takes you 2. Which is kind of interesting. Eagle airstrike, I don't think changed. Maybe increased blast radius. Fire damage, no change. Wider runway, 2 passes. Increased smoke girth by 25%. These are mostly all red. Oh, wait, no. I don't think they changed Eagle airstrike. They didn't change Clussies. They didn't buff fire damage on napalm, I don't believe. They did change the 110 rocket pods. Yeah, Strifer got damage buff, but it didn't get a wider runway, I don't think. Here we go. So we have rocket pods. Improved targeting, increased projectile armor penetration. Now does 100% damage to heavy armor targets. Decreased projectile damage. And decreased explosion armor penetration. Explosions can no longer damage heavily armored enemies. Dang. So I think, does it two-shot chargers? Does anyone know that? That'd be important for this very, very random little fact to know. But if it two shots chargers, we got a green here. But I think before it took at least 3. Sometimes it one-shots them. Oh, then green. I've never seen anyone use the 110s. Yeah, but they're really good though, dude. Like, 110s are so good. Doesn't matter if folks don't use them, they're so good. I do think that this game is so much more fun when you don't really bring eagles and orbitals. Change my mind. It's one thing that I've been thinking about more. So it'd be cool to have it'd be cool if you could set a lobby where you don't bring eagles and orbitals, and if you don't do that, you get rewarded with XP. Because it makes the game harder, for being honest. Like, eagles and orbitals are basically ultimates in terms of their power. So maybe increased blast radius. That's actually not what happened. Red. All right. Look at the jump pack problem and the recent known issues. Where though? I would, but searching on Discord is nightmare inducing. This is a new patch? No, this is just me going over the buff ideas we had a long time ago. Smoke girth. Good times. 2 passes per call-in. That didn't happen. Honestly, the 2 passes per call-in wouldn't really do much. 15% wider runway. Did they increase the radius? Wait a minute. Strafing run. Eagle strafing run. Explosion radius slightly increased. It's too easy, bro. Too easy. Too easy. Wrong one. It's green. No warthog sound effects. I tried my best to no avail. And then 2 passes per call-in. That honestly wouldn't really do much. I have a lame suggestion there in the first place. Increased smoke girth. There's a chance that happened. There's a chance they girthed up the smoke. Eagle smoke strike. There's no chance they even changed smoke at all. Well, girth is unchanged. All right. I mean, if we're being honest, this is maybe 20% of suggested changes that happened. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I would like to go through this again sometime and suggest different changes, because the game has evolved to the point that certain things, even if they did implement the changes I suggest, wouldn't really feel good. I will die on the hill that this would be amazing. Heat 17 can carry with other support weapons. That would be freaking fun. And Quazar having 2 stored charges, 2 stored shots. The Airburst changes, I think this one right here is awesome. Remove backpack and have 14 rockets, and also lower the cooldown. So I think there's some cool changes in here still, and I would like to go over more changes in the future. But this is what we got right, I guess, kind of. I'll work on controller. That's a good question. How do you pull out support weapons on control in the first place? Because ideally, I don't want to take a backpack slot. You can always do a combination of buttons. It could be like left square, Or like whatever your support weapon is, it'd be an analog stick and then that button. So like up triangle. Hold triangle for support, tap for primary versus secondary. Yeah, make it like make it to where you have to press it up on the dialogues, up on the analogs, no dialogues, and then press triangle or something like that. The new gas support weapon, that wasn't on the list at the time. I will add that to this list in the future because I think in the near future I want to go over support weapons for sure and provide better feedback. For these things, I don't care that much. Like I'm losing interest in the sentries and the eagles and the orbitals and whatnot. What I care most about is support weapons. Yeah, the D-pad. Yeah. Dialogues. Yeah. Now, in other news, this is not the same thing, but this is the idea we had for armor a long time ago. I never made a video for it because some of the armor suggestions were a little out of pocket. But given how boring armor is in the Warbond, I mean, I feel like we could use some more spice. Maybe that's just me. Hold triangle and flick to the weapon. Hold triangle and flick to the weapon. Oh, nah. I'd rather have it just be like 2 buttons you press and call it a day. Versus having to like cycle to a weapon. Now, I want to make this... Okay, wait. What is this? Start a poll. Should you be able to pick armor perks? Question mark. Yes. No. Start poll. So the most important thing I suggested or was suggested in this whole document is the ability to pick your armor perks. You have 2 perks you can pick, and they can be whatever things you want. Because at the moment, I don't think that there's any armor perk in the game that is broken. There's some that are better than others to the point that they seem broken, but not broken on their own. They're not broken by just existing. I also don't understand why the devs are against the idea of people being able to pick armor perks in the first place. The reason why they are against it is because apparently Pyle's the CCO. He wants people to be able to understand what their teammates are by looking at their armor. That's a medic. That's an engineer. That's a insert the other things. My thing is, at this point, I'm not sure what people are in the game. I see your armor and I don't know what you're using in the first place. And even if I did know, the armor my teammates take plays next to 0 role in how I play the game. Their armor has net 0 impact on how I play the game, on their ability to help me. None of that. So I don't get the idea of having essentially a class system with armors when there is no impact from the class armor on your team at all. Instead, all that happens is I don't buy new armors because even though they look cool, I'm not going to wear them. The perks they have are not worth wearing in the first place. And the drip is not that drippy to be sacrificing what I've got going on, because in most cases, my cape blocks the majority of what I can see on my character in the first place. The only reason I'd buy armors is for thumbnails as a content creator. And even then, I don't buy armors. I probably should. Thinking about that, honestly. Man, I should be doing that. I'm slacking. But I don't see the reason why we can't have perks on armor. We'll go through the list real quick, which there's new ones now. But 50% chance to not die when taking lethal damage. Prevents all damage from bleeding if chest is hemorrhaged. You could have this as the same thing and put it on armor, and I still don't think it'd be crazy. I still wouldn't take this over many other perks. You have medic. Increase initial inventory and holding capacity of stems by 2. Increase stem effect duration by 2. Now, I think that these effects are all separate. So I think that having +2 stems is its own benefit. Having increased stem duration is its own benefit. So it'd be 1 and 1. Makes 2 perks for medic armor. That's how I view it. In Democracy Protect's case, I think that these should be 1 perk. to be clear, like, I don't think we should have medic as its entirety as an option. You should pick the stims or stim duration. That's how I view it. An idea would be is to give the game some kind of class system, like in Battlefield games, you pick your role on the ready screen. You have guts, thanks to 6. I think it's better if the game... So the game isn't to the point that we need to do that yet. If the game was more challenging, I could understand having a class-based system where you have one person that's going to be the chaff clearer, maybe 2. You have an anti-tank player, and then maybe a support player as a teammate who focuses on bringing shields, bringing heals for the team, stims, supply backpack. Instead, the game is best played selfishly, because teamwork is not incentivized the way that people always say it is. Not even close. So why try and build around things, and why niche yourself down when instead you can take weapons that can kill everything? Granted, not all weapons are good at killing everything, but there are some builds you can take that can do that. Or builds that are close enough to doing that where you're playing the game more often. Because at the moment, if you niche yourself down, all you're doing is playing the game less. If you take chaff clearing weapons when there's no chaff to shoot and just anti-tanks, you're kind of useless in most cases. If you take anti-tank weapons, you'll have even less fun, because the second the Battle Titans and Chargers are dead, or if you're on the automatons, the other guys are dead, you're AFK. Because our primaries aren't good at killing chaff, by the way. Warbond armor should have at least 2 armor passives. Oh, that's a given, 100%. You okay? I'll take 5. Warbonds should 1000% release with at least 2 armor passives. Having only 1 is kind of whack, and all it really does is give them the ability to make another armor easily that only has 1 armor passive. Because if you put 2 on there, it reduces the ability to add new stuff in the future. It takes away from the possibilities. And I think that all the armors only have 1 perk. So in this case, it'd just be the Tesla armor, the fire armor, the new unflinching armor. They're the most boring armors in the game. And armor recently has been made to try and solve a problem that players have. So the arc armor, it probably wasn't made for that exact reason, but there was a time where folks used arc thrower pretty often before it got nerfed, and people were dying to arcs because it would arc wildly and kill their teammates. It had more range, so it happened more often. It fired faster, it happened more often. They make arc armor that reduces damage taken by 95%. It should be 0, and it should also make it so you don't damage your teammates with the arcs. That's what it should be, that you take 0 damage and your teammates take either reduced damage by a lot or no damage. The flame armor, you take reduced flame damage by, 75%? It should be you take 0 fire damage from your own flamethrower. You can get hit by hulks, but you don't take damage from your own flamethrower if they can make that happen. Because this makes it to where you still have to pop a stim. If you take damage in this game, you have to heal. We get hit so freaking hard, especially with the recent limb damage increase, that if you don't stim, you're walking around essentially a one-shot if you're missing HP. So what does this actually do for a player? Basically nothing. But this is also made whenever folks were using flamethrower pretty often, and it doesn't solve any problems. They gotta give us that healing grenade. Oh, from the Roblox Dark Divers game. Healing grenade would be cool. My thing is, we die so fast, it wouldn't do anything. If you had a healing grenade down that wasn't giving you damage reduction, you die. You die almost instantaneously. Also, the votes are in, and you should be able to pick armor perks in poll. Make it remove the dot from flame to reduce on direct flame streams. Just make it so you don't take fire damage. I wouldn't even mind it if they made it so it increased your fire range or something like that. Like, I wouldn't be against the idea of having armor that increases your weapon's effective range in like the flamethrower's case. For arc thrower, it makes you charge your arc faster. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be kind of cool. It'd give me a reason to use the armor it'd give me a reason to use the armor and actually play around what the devs want me to do, which is use different armors for a purpose. Right now, armors just look different. Kind of all they do. Provides a higher armor rating at plus 50 armor. Like, nothing really here screams out saying it's brokenly OP. Like if you view all these dots as their own perk, so in this case, 1 dot plus 1, 1 dot plus 1. Most armors have plus 2 because they have 2 dots, which are each their own perk. So if you could go down here and you could pick 1 bullet point from medic armor and then 1 bullet point from, what is this, peak physique? So we'll say like improve weapon handling with less weapon drag. Imagine having improved weapon handling and having an extra 2 stims, or improved weapon handling and extra stim duration. That'd be sick. And if nothing else, it also makes it to where you can take things such as reduce fire damage, which it should be 0 fire damage taken from your own fire, and having better handling. Now, the armor that only has 1 perk is still not useless because you can have 2 perks on an armor. And the system also means you can pick the drip you want to be. You can pick the look you're going for and not sacrifice quality of life. The thing is, people aren't sacrificing power in this game when you pick certain armor. You're sacrificing quality of life. That's what most of these perks are for. Because after all, what is improved weapon handling with less weapon drag aside from quality of life? It's just that. It's just quality of life. Further reduces recoil. The stim thing is, it's freaking good, but it just makes the game feel better to play. That's why I one-trick medic armor. Having light armor with your skin showing having fireproof is not making any sense, so I can see people would dislike it. Having a light armor with your skin showing having fireproof would not make any sense. But like, who cares though? The amount of folks that care about that kind of thing is the most minute amount of players imaginable, which has been the case since the game came out. The people who like make those sort of arguments for it's essentially realism, they, I do not believe, make up anywhere close to even 20% of the game. But yet, we take their fears and what they don't want to happen as if it matters, honestly. Because what they want the game to be makes it less fun to play. It's been the case since the game came out, and it continues to be the case. The constant excuses as well. Constitution's a challenge gun, guys. Meanwhile, anytime we have a challenging mission, it gets removed or nerfed. Retrieve essential personnel. Challenging mission. One of the hardest missions in the game. Oh, it's impossible, guys. We can't beat it. It's called learning how it functions. You have 2 folks in the base, maybe 1 person in the base, rest of the folks outside the base getting samples. Mission's a breeze. And amazing for samples. Nope, too difficult, gets removed. Then we have the most recent Raise the Flag mission versus the automatons. That is ridiculous. If you don't bring recoilless rifle and barrages and sentries, which if you bring those 3 things, it is a cakewalk. It gets removed. Or it gets the difficulty reduced. So yeah, I don't really see the point in balancing towards excuses. I never will. Oh, I haven't, and I never will. I think balancing towards excuses just doesn't make any sense. Despite the fact this was some of the people from the first game, and the game is targeted towards Milsim with a bit of arcade aspects. This game, the reason why it's so popular is because folks that enjoy playing games because of the craziness that happens. That's the reality. So it doesn't really matter who the game is for. It's more about who the game should. It doesn't matter who the game was for initially. It's about who the game is for now. It's not the Milsim nerds. They can kick rocks. Because the folks that are paying the bills are the people that enjoy playing video games for what video games are meant to be, which is fun. Realism, it's cute to a point. But once you get past the aesthetics of realism, and mostly on weapon design, like I'm talking make a weapon look cool, make it look realistic, whatever. But when you start trying to balance weapons around real life, whenever we have never had an alien invasion in the first place, so how do you know how weapons would function in an alien invasion? We don't. That's where things get really tricky, and it just becomes semantics for no reason. But I 100% believe that this game, the bills are being paid by the folks that enjoy fun. They're not being paid by the folks that want realism. So those people should definitely pipe down a little bit. And the game needs more sci-fi weapons for sure. Those are the coolest in the game. Railgun's my favorite gun in the game. Been that way even when it wasn't that good. I love the railgun. Quazar's pretty cool. The Purifier, the Scorcher, those guns are cool. Whether they're amazing or not. Because I think Scorcher's okay, but those guns just look sick. We need more of that going on in this video game for sure. Just because we're now the small group, we need to be quiet and suck it up. I mean, you can voice your concerns, but I'm just saying, like, what you want isn't what the game should do. Because what you want, essentially, is what killed the game. You know that, right? Like, focusing on realism, focusing on making things seem like it's real life, guys. Milsim, woo. Like, that killed the game. When they were going down that route, it had the lowest player count. It was a steady line going this way, essentially. So yeah, I feel like history has shown that wanting that just makes no sense. But for some reason, helldivers in general forget history. Like, after a month passes, they just forget what happened. Kind of weird. Happens a lot, though. These were the suggestions for different armor types, though. John Helldiver. Okay, these are goofy. I don't think I'm going to read these. These are pretty goofy. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, but they need to give more of a reason to run light pin weapons. Right now, I feel like you're just throwing if you don't have medium pin. You make it so the bugs aren't so tanky. That's how. How do you know that realism killed the game and not bad balancing? Because they balance based off realism. That's why. That's how. They balance around realism and they balance around not wanting folks to be powerful. They basically balanced the game without any inclination of making it fun in the truest sense of the word. That's why the game lost so many players. And yeah, and the thing with realism, the goal from the start was to give us the grunt fantasy. The realistic feel of being a grunt put up against impossible odds and essentially being garbage. Like, we were the dumpster babies given weapons that don't work that well and tasked with trying to fight the alien forces that we just couldn't even begin to handle. And because we were handling them, we kept getting nerfed. Are these real? No. These are not real. So, John Helldiver. After taking lethal damage, live with 1 HP, and this effect can't happen again for 2 to 3 minutes. Reduce damage taken when HP is below 25%. Experiment. Diving gives 0.5 seconds of iframes. Experiment. On death, sets off Hellbomb. Okay, that one's real goofy, but it'd be funny. Dr. House. Stims have a healing aura when used near teammates, increasing stim duration by 2 seconds. Experiment. Damage mitigation. Experiment. Resupplies give back all stims. Arc Trooper. 100% resistance to arc damage. Increased attack speed with arc weapons. And we have experiments. Immune to stuns. Arc weapons +1 arc. Range increase. So in this case, you actually get to buff your weapon. Mule Kick. Reduce weapon sway, recoil, and drag. Can carry 2 primary weapons. Replaces secondary weapon. Experiment. Can carry 2 support weapons. Like the EAT-17 and so on and so forth. Reload stowed empty weapons. Save ammo when reloading. Berserker. Melee kills full heal. 200%. I feel like the full heal is kind of ridiculous. Melee kills heal 25% HP. 200% melee damage increase, because right now we get like 50%. It doesn't do a whole lot. And experiment, kill streaks increase melee damage and movement speed. Melee kills increase damage reduction and reload weapons. Bomb Voyage. Increase throwing range by 30% and throwable damage by 25%. Resupply and ammo pickups give back all throwables, plus 2 throwable carrying capacity. And on, add-on. Show arc for projectiles when throwing. Sharpshooter. 10 to 30% increase weak spot damage. No flinch while aiming down sights. Experiment, remove damage fall off. Pilot. Increases mech suit ammunition by 25%. Increased armor on mech suit. An experiment would be use stim to repair 20% of mech's health. Can bring both mechs and increase use count and decrease cooldown by 2 minutes. Main tank. This one's actually pretty cool. Reduce stamina by 30%. Increase HP by 125. Maybe like 75. Taunts enemies when shooting them, greatly increasing aggro. So their focus is going to go towards you. Enemies can detect from further away. Health regen over time. Make it slow. No ragdolls. Main tank. Beefcake. Heavy only. So this armor is going to be heavy only. And pyro. 100% fire resistance to own flamethrower and 75% to enemies. Oh, so enemies do less damage to you as well. Increase fire dot duration and fire AoE lifetime by 10 to 25%. Fire AoE slows bugs by 10%. Okay. So these seem crazy. These seem off the wall wacky. But they're also kind of fun. I would never in a million years expect any of this to happen. Although if like 1 or 2 of them did happen, it'd be kind of sick. Especially main tank. Could you imagine being able to get aggro on bugs? This is not too far off. Having the ability to aggro bugs with like a bug spray or like a bug lure or some kind. Like that one does not seem too far-fetched. And then this is one of the cooler things on this list. So capes serve as stat trackers. Example, medic cape tracks number of allies you've healed and how much you've healed them for. Cape bonuses are essentially modifiers to increase the game's difficulty in wild ways. Capes give more experience based on how brutal the modifiers are and how many you have active. Host can turn off cape modifiers. Cape, the creek cape. Decrease ammo received from ammo boxes. Okay, what the? It makes the game harder, I guess, and the devs might love that one. 10% experience and samples. The breach. Breaches happen 100% more often. 15% experience and samples. Judgment. Getting too far from teammates marks you as a traitor. 15% experience and samples. All right, 2 of these are actually pretty lame, but the devs would love them. I feel like for modifiers, that's kind of sick. Because modifiers to me are done better in games when the player has choice. When you can choose to make the game more difficult and then get rewarded for it, and if you don't want it, you don't have to have it, that's awesome. And if nothing else, I would like it. It'd be kind of cool if you could showcase your stats a little bit. But then again, like the stat tracking doesn't have to happen like this. I think the modifier aspect of capes would be dope. As if everyone cares about experience, though? What do you mean? There's plenty of folks who care about experience. There's tons of folks that are like, all I have to do in the game right now is grind for 150. So in saying that, maybe we shouldn't give experience because then it makes their grind over quicker. And they check that box faster and then play the game less. Arrowhead, don't give more experience. You'd only decrease the grind for players that they've arbitrarily made for themselves. Yeah, Mark who's a traitor is Traitor Barrage. Yeah. Or Mark who's a traitor means that your teammates have to shoot you. I don't know. Imagine. Nah. You were 5 hours in and running out of steam. Can see the brain juices running out. Oh, and on this stream, yeah, we were here for a while. Oh, here's another cape. I don't have an idea. I don't have like a infographic for it, but this is what I want right here. Hello? Let me cook. No orbitals. No orbitals or eagles. plus 25% experience and samples. That'd be a hard mission. And I don't really have a good thing for this, so go ahead and yoink these. Honestly, I'd be like, no orbitals or eagles. Yeah, we'll do that. And then, like, I think turrets are their own thing. This is how you make the game more challenging in a way that is more meaningful. It gives players choice, gives player rewards, and I think it makes a lot more sense than just making things bad in the first place. Templar is good, too honorable for orbitals and eagles. Oh, I got you. Boom. Oh, by the way, these are made by Furabel, I'm pretty sure. I hope. If not, then I forgot. It's been a while. All right. When they fixed the helmet passive buffs, never. Those were never meant to have buffs. They might give helmets buffs in the future, but they're not bugged right now. They're just not supposed to have buffs. Supposed to be a soldier and recognized by your level. Showcasing stats might pollute the game. What? We showcase stats at the end of a mission all the time. Like, the stat tracker doesn't have to happen. Like, the stat tracker could honestly just be for you. I don't know. Or it could just be, it's like just there. It's there because Apex, honestly. But the important part is the modifiers for capes. In fact, you know what? If the conversation is going to be on this, we'll go ahead and erase that. Boom. Problem solved. There should be no end of mission stats, honestly. No, that makes no sense at all. End of mission stats should show you more information. How many bug holes you've closed, bot fabricators you've broken, hulks you've killed, what you killed with what weapon. That's what the end of mission stats should show you. There should be like a more detailed version of them you can click on and see a better breakdown. Because if you didn't have stats, people would just... You'd have like nothing really to go for. Like, it's kind of fun going for more kills. A cape that increases stealth or armor. These capes don't give you benefits. They give you negatives. These are modifiers. Because I don't think that adding stats to helmets makes any sense. I don't think that adding stats to capes makes any sense for benefit, because we already don't have good armor in the first place. So why not just improve armor stats, improve armor perks? Don't convolute it. Don't add more to mess up. These are just modifiers. So imagine the cape stuff as modifiers. They're not bonuses. They're just added challenge that can reward you if you so choose. Well, the host can turn the capes off. Yo, if you don't read these rules, I'm about to throw hands. For challenge for LARPers. LARPers aren't doing this shit. I mean, maybe they would. They would do this one. This one and this one they'd do. This one is not really for LARPers. This one is definitely not for LARPers. Like this one right here. The no orbitals or eagles and the breaches happen more often. Those are for the chads. Where's our review bomb cape? I don't know. Good question, though. Is the audio cutting out, by the way? Because I was told to change it. Your opinion on positive modifiers? I don't know. YouTube saying the auto stream's current bitrate 0 is lower than recommended. Recommend that you use an audio stream bitrate of 128. Mine's 160. Armor pierce downgrade cape. Okay, now we're getting ridiculous. But that's the spirit, though. What's that white cape? This is called fan. These are fan-made capes. This Templar cape is goated. This one is also goated. I think we have this one in the game, don't we? Are these fan-made or are they leaks? Huh. Those are pretty sick, no? Oh, I forgot to mention, so what is this? Armor perk rework. Armor includes two modular perk slots. Some perks take up both slots. That one's hit or miss. Armor archetypes. Light armor, 10% sprint speed, 10% stamina, and stamina regeneration. Medium armor, increased vitality by 10%, and explosion resistance by 10%. And heavy armor, substantial bullet flinch reduction, and reduce effect ragdoll explosion distance. Or reduce effective ragdoll explosion distance. And then we also have stim count increases 6 on difficulty 6 and higher. Either remove headshot or reduce damage by at least 50%. Reduce weapon sway and recoil. Remove stamina loss from hot planets. Reduce ragdoll severity. Decrease explosion radius to further help with ragdolling. Lower automaton accuracy. I'm just saying. This alone would make the game feel so much better. Was there support weapon buffs? Not today. Like, the whole point of that was just going over what I suggested to buff a long time ago. What we suggested to buff a long time ago. That was the point of that. Anyway. Make it so armors have one perk locked to it to keep the LARPers happy. But we shouldn't even have to do that. Like, I'm tired of having to sit here and... What's it called? I'm tired of negotiating with terrorists. And these terrorists are holding the game... They're holding the fun hostage in Helldivers 2. I say we ignore their demands and stop being panda bears. I've never heard more excuses in my entire life than I have since I started playing Helldivers 2. All the excuses for why things happen, all of the give and takes. Okay, as players, if we get this, how about you take away these things as a trade offer? It's almost as if it's kind of what my freaking nieces and nephews do with my brother. My niece and nephews. It's always like, you can, or my brother rather, it's like, you can have this if you do this. Are we children? Are we 5 years old? I'm getting tired of it. Make Helldivers 2 even greater. That's where I've been for the longest time. I want the game to be better. Again, these perks, if you've been seeing these, are just me shooting for the fences. As a larger, some of the perks, like unflinching, aren't even relevant to the armor itself. Some of them, yeah, I guess, but there are a lot that don't correlate to armor visually. Well, a ton of them don't even correlate to like what your purpose is in the first place. So we have increased throwing range damage by 30% and provides 50% limb health. Like, I guess? Increased melee damage by 50%. Why wouldn't it be increased throwing damage by 30% and increased damage by 50% for melee? Like, they're essentially stretching these. Reduce recoil when crouching or prone. Provides 50% resistance to explosive damage. Like, how does that track? Not to mention, the only reason that you know that armors signify certain things is because you read what the armor does. No one that hasn't played this game can look at the armor and say, this is what the armor should do. Not a single person. What happened to the... What? Not reading that fucking comment. That is some goofball energy. What are you saying? What does the Arctic armor do again? Nothing. The Arctic armor does nothing. That's the crazy part. So, I think that there's an insane amount of hypocrisy when it comes to Helldivers 2. And I guess an insane amount, or an insane lack of self-reflection on what's actually happening. Reality is ignored, and excuses flood the streets every day. Armor has to signify what you're doing, and it has to have a meaning to exist so we can know what players are taking to the table, as if it affects your gameplay in the first place. But then we get war bonds that have armor with no unique perks. Polar Patriots. What does the armor do? Nothing related to polar at all. No snow relation, no easier tracking over difficult terrain. Not a single thing would give you the idea like, oh, this is that. Beggars can't be choosers. In this case, we're the ones paying the bills. If you bought the game, you are effectively paying a very small portion of the bills, but you are essentially... I think that we're not the beggars. From a paragraph, gamers are too used to companies doing like the opposite of what they want. No, gamers are just brain deficient. That's not nice. Gamers they like defending companies. What like right now, gamers will defend companies if they're happy. And making a gamer happy is not hard given how whack most games are. Just false, man. Space Marine 2, Helldivers 2. That's not false at all. And Helldivers 2, folks defended almost every action they made for like 5 months straight. People love seeing a game fall and get shit on. In Helldivers 2's case, that isn't the case at all. That wasn't the case at all. People were so brainwashed that they were here supporting the game through all their terrible decisions for months. Now, people love when there's a what is the phrasing for this? People love when they can root against something if a lot of folks... fuck. It's hard to describe it. The reason why people were sort of like saying that Helldivers 2 is going to die because Space Marine 2 was because Helldivers 2 burned players. Eventually, the folks that defended it got upset. They turned into haters. And so they're like, okay, this game wronged me. What's the best thing I can do? I can root for this other game to be a successor and to essentially kill that game. So that made Space Marine 2 get a lot more popular than it otherwise would be. I think that's a fact. But turns out Space Marine 2 wasn't a good game because the replayability in that game doesn't exist. Exactly, yes. But this is like a niche case. Because you're ignoring the fact that people supported Helldivers 2 for 5 months straight. through all of the things that they did wrong, even though the game lost tons of players, the folks that stopped playing the game. Like, this is the crazy part. Look at this. SteamDB. Even though we were on this trajectory, going downhill, the game's amazing. Nothing wrong is happening. Games are supposed to lose players. You probably had folks that stopped playing the game for weeks saying the game's amazing. Just like you have folks in this stream, they're saying that certain guns are amazing even though they don't even use them. It was like around this point. Around this point, people started to really despise the game a little bit. It was like July, August, September. Yeah, this is Buff Divers. 2 months. Yep. Like this to here. Also, because Sony made it half the world can't play the game. No. That played a really small part in all this. Because when did that happen? Wasn't that like in July? Wasn't that May 5th? Bro, that was so long ago. March 4th. There used to be like a thing written on this. It's gone now. Wait. YouTube. Mute. Why Helldivers was dying. Base Bodyworks. I actually bought some of this today or recently. Let's see how it works out. Da, da, da. 2 ads. All right, so PSN Clown Fiesta was May 3rd, but as you can see, we're on a steady decline. The PSN drama was not, it did not play a major role in the game's downfall, or in the game losing player enjoyment. Anyway. Like, the PSN thing was just folks trying to, like, even though I think it's terrible, like, it's crazy that PSN can't get that figured out and just let folks buy the game and play it like they were. It had such a minimal effect on the overall player retention. It's kind of wild. Honestly, I'm not trying to glaze, but I actually like the new SMG. I find once you use it close range and don't mind missing too much, it's pretty fast at dropping Devastators and Striders. It kills things, I just don't like it that much. PSN killing the game is just an excuse for why it fell off. Yeah, it's an excuse to be added to the sea of excuses that Helldivers tend to just bring out of nowhere. I'm telling you, man, if you play Helldivers 2 and you just like look at things and just listen, you will hear a plethora of excuses for every single thing imaginable. Kind of wild. While the devs don't understand how weak light pin primaries are, compare Liberator to Lib Pin. Lib Pin only loses 10 damage for medium pin. Well, the overall balancing for that it doesn't make any sense. Like, they're doing a thing. I think that they're looking at DPS. I think that they bounce off DPS. So that's why they'll give certain weapons downsides if they give them too much damage. Like, the reason why Reprimand has bad recoil, low ammo, two-handed, bloom, is because it does good damage. Do a challenge run where you use Liberate Concussive. Maybe tomorrow. 10-14. Listen. I don't know if I'm playing the game today. I will say this. Hey, if you left a dislike on this coin video, it's unlisted to just give you an idea of how the coin thing works, you're going places, bud. How does an unlisted video that is only there to further explain the coin, it's like a completely optional thing to click on to get more information, how is it getting this like ratio? Despicable. Like my lowest like ratio I've seen in a while. For no reason. It's an unlisted video. It doesn't even affect anyone. Why is crossbow so much better than the eruptor? Yep. Just cuz. Yeah, those folks are major haters. Imagine hating on me and my coin. Lid pin will deal more damage anyway because how armor works in this game. True. But then again, if you're playing on low difficulty, Liberator pops off, man. Honestly, I might do a thing tomorrow where I take the Tesla Tower and I try and work my way up on eradicate missions, and the goal is to have my Tesla Tower kill everything. I want to see how far I can get by just bringing supply backpack, stuns, EMS strike, Tesla Tower, and work my way up. I feel like that'd be more fun than the usual, maybe. Yeah, I think right now, balancing is... So right now, the best thing that the devs could do is rework some enemies, mostly on the bug front. Because they made it so our weapons can damage chargers like they should for more fun, and Battle Titans and whatnot. But the medium units are the biggest issue at the moment. Alpha Commanders, Hive Guards, Bile Spears, Nursing Spears, like those pose the most annoying gameplay experience for most people. And a lack of ammunition as well. Like the thing that guns are lacking is ammo. Whether it's reserve ammunition or what's in the magazine. So if you work on making the enemies that are medium units not so freaking tanky on the bug side, you give guns more reserve ammunition, more magazine capacity. Like just give everything a drum magazine, and in some cases give them 100 rounds. Screw it. And you don't have to buff their damage output. You just make it so the bugs have their durable damage or durable tankiness reduced. And hunters should die way easier to certain weapons. I want a deployable tank trap to stop chargers from always wrecking my damn turrets. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. Like you throw it? Or what? Don't get how medium fodder enemies are less of a threat than chargers and titans sometimes. Less of a threat. Like a nade, maybe. I mean, we have a nade for chargers. We have thermites. If you have a problem with chargers, like your best bet's taking stun grenades. Because one thing I didn't bring up, I don't like how gas grenade hurts your towers and it hurts your turrets. If you throw 2 gas grenades and have the full dot duration hit a Tesla tower, it kills the tower. I don't think that our gas grenades and whatnot should be damaging our equipment. Because gas grenade is a great combo for arc thrower or arc tower. But it hurts it and breaks it. The thing you could combo and stun mobs and deal damage to them while the tower rolls them kills your tower. Alright, well, I think that that's it for your boy for now. I don't have much else to add. Tomorrow, I think I'll play the game. Is tomorrow Thursday? There's probably no plans for updates in the game, is there? Tragedy. But I'm also feeling sick, unfortunately. I don't know. Stream was fun, though. Talking about this stuff was chill. Going over reviewing the list was nice. And I think the armor talk was productive overall. I'll lock that. Pretty big fan. Tomorrow, the plan is maybe some challenge runs. The thing I'm interested in doing is taking an arc tower and seeing how high I can go up in level. I'm gonna start level 1, and I'm gonna go up to like level, I don't know. Like, we'll see where it goes. What do you think about adding even more perks to requisition? Like, you wouldn't always be able to take them every time since it would be costly. Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of adding more stratagems for requisition slips. Maybe not perks, but for sure stratagems. Like doing the job that Joel does, but you can pick what you want. Make it like 25,000 rec slips. Or like 15k. Tomorrow's Friday. Thursday. Oh, shit. Wait, what? Man. Oh well. Why do devs hate fun, though? Well, they're not trying to. They just think that they think that things are fun in a way that most people don't think is fun. That's the issue. Anyway, y'all have a great night. Thanks for chilling, chatting, hanging out here. I appreciate it greatly. Have a good one. Laters.